is the other board, isn't it?
Really, really, really elaborate.
Spice specimen.
Runshaw College in Leyland, Lancashire. Lee Johnson used to study at the college but now teaches NVQ Level 2 students who plan to join the police force, fire brigade and other public services. Observing him is Mary Murphy, Head of Foundation Studies.
You've got to list at least 2 jobs what the police do, because there's quite an exhaustive list from last week, all right? Katie?
Traffic control and look after the community.
Traffic control and...
Look after the community.
Looking after the community, good. Natalie?
Victim support and crowd control.
Good. Jason?
Writing reports and firearm licensing.
Good.
This is brilliant. Every single one of them comes up with 2, sometimes even 3. You just watch.
Eddie?
So...
Now this is really interesting.
There might be some that we haven't even wrote down on there.
Improving community relations.
Good. So how would they improve community relations?
I don't know, it's just on the sheet.
Think of a way. Think of a way how they would improve community relations.
I've got another one.
You wouldn't let him go. It was good what you did.
Water searches, missing person reports.
He's giving you another
so
one.
How would the police improve community relations? How do you think they would? We discussed it in the last lesson. So how did the police reach out to the community a bit more?
We talked about a few things last lesson, didn't we? So
we did, but how did the police reach out to different groups in the community? We said if there was certain teenagers and things and there was a bit... and there wasn't...
Oh, drinking on the parks and
stuff. Yeah, so
like
how would the police work with those to get them from drinking on the street?
Like open youth clubs and stuff.
That's it, excellent, good.
It's really good, Lee, this. You don't let him get away with it.
3 from this group, please. David.
Skid marks.
Skid marks.
Public services students have a reputation for being difficult to teach.
Drugs and medication, alcohol.
But Lee loves the cut and thrust of the classroom. He teaches 2 classes, and today he's taking the most lively, Group A.
What's happened this afternoon is the laptop has been stolen out of this room this afternoon.
Who did it?
Sorry?
Who did it?
I'd like you to tell me who's done it, hopefully. Does anyone know who's done it in this room?
I did it.
There's a hat there on the floor.
I confess.
So, what would we do if... What would we do if the laptop's been stolen? Because you're all suspects now in this room.
I'm going to the scene.
Right, well, what's the first thing we do? Close off the area. Yeah. Shall we do that?
Get a bit of... Is prepared.
Close off the area. Well, we're not going in the area now, so tie it somewhere over there. We've got blood, fingerprints, footprints outside. There's someone's hair in the hat.
It came out that easy, it must be bald. The bald.
Ryan, is it you? Is this
You're a funny guy, like, you know that.
It's not Ryan, trust me. It's a bit long for Ryan's hair.
Group A, who are the lively group, you see, would you say they're typical of maybe the public service students?
Every year is different that I've had it. I can't really say what's a typical...
I don't think they're disruptive at all. I don't think they're disruptive or badly behaved. They're just lively.
And they're challenging, but what's challenging to me might not be challenging to another colleague.
Are you all right?
Chloe.
Lee's second class, Group B, are a complete contrast.
Right, what I'd like you to do first, please, in groups, people can talk to the people sat next to you. Could you write down, why do you think we have the police force? What is the purpose of the police? And you can speak to the people sat next to you, because they might have some ideas that you haven't thought of.
Even when working in groups, Lee finds getting them to talk is a real struggle.
So, once they've dealt with crime, do they do anything to try and stop it before it even happens, do you think? How do they stop crime from happening? Do you think?
Which was your most successful lesson?
In my point of view, I feel the most successful lesson was the more livelier group. I think I felt more confident with the lively session because
Why?
I don't really know, because...
I think you probably are, yeah, you know, from when you said...
Because I feed back off them as well.
Yeah.
If they're enjoying it, I think you enjoy the lesson more. Whereas if they're just quiet and writing things down, you start thinking to yourself, they're not really enjoying this, and I'm not enjoying it as well as such. Whereas if they are, you are, it just makes a nicer experience. So, currently there are 43 police services in England and Wales, and all of them share a common purpose and values, okay? And already earlier on we all identified some of those missions that the police actually have to fulfil, okay? So the first...
Mary thinks that Lee's use of PowerPoint may be making things worse. Lee's convinced that the quietness of the students is the main problem. But Mary feels the lack of banter has made Lee go into his shell too.
Go on, what do you think about your PowerPoint presentation?
The PowerPoint presentation, you have to stand in the same spot all the time. You can't really rotate around the room to check that they're doing what they should be doing.
But what else did it stop you doing?
Recapping.
Well, recapping, but it just you were sort of became dominated by PowerPoint.
They also operate with integrity, common sense and sound judgment. All right, these are...
Mary thinks that Lee needs to explore new ways to bring the class to life.
...their job to the best of their ability. Would Lancashire Police, for example, set high priority on gun crime at the moment?
No.
No? Why not, Stephen?
Because there's not really that many shootings.
Good.
You know, your classroom layout didn't sort of enhance the group.
But you've got to think of things like if you moved tables into certain groups, that can stop you from doing certain things, because you know that some students are going to have the back to you.
I mean, you can have your tables like diamonds, you know, so they can all see the front. You know, you were saying some will have the backs to you. But if you do them in diamonds and make sure they sit on those squares, I'll show you when I've got more time how to do it. But you'd get 4, you know, in this room.
We need to, like, think about some of the sort of jobs that the police actually carry out on a day-to-day basis. Marcus?
GBH.
GBH? So, investigating assault cases? Yeah, that's good. Kelly, have you got an example, please?
They do talks in colleges and schools.
Talks to schools and colleges, good. OK, Charlotte.
Work under pressure.
They work under pressure. Can you think of an example where they would work under pressure? Think of it just a case that they might...
Murder.
Good. Amy.
They help in accidents.
You kept all your girls together. Was that for a reason? They all sit in a line on the back of the horseshoe, don't they?
They do, yeah, all the time. And I've done that for a reason, because I found that if you split them up, sometimes it can be quite daunting for them. You find that you'll not get any work out of them. I think it's a bit of a security blanket for them in terms of they like to be together in their friendship groups.
I just think to get a different perspective on the group work, their ideas about what's current and what a female, what the role of the police should be, could be different to what the males think, and it's quite a good way of splitting those girls up. It's perhaps quite a good idea to start experimenting.
Yeah, you could split them up and obviously use them as leaders in terms of the other groups, but sometimes I'm a little bit apprehensive. It's a bit more than 50. 55, yeah. That's usually 10 years less than other jobs as well, so that might be quite good retiring. I'd like to retire at 55.
So what do you think you're going to specifically do then?
Definitely making them much more interactive with each other, speaking to each other.
And how can you do that?
Moving around. By more practical group tasks.
Yeah. But, you know, about what you're going to do with your groups, what can you do with your group?
Alter the group dynamic in terms of split the girls up and things like that.
Yeah.
It does worry me at the same time as well in terms of I do think some students will be uncomfortable.
Okay.
The following week, despite his reservations, Lee decides to take Mary up on her offer of rearranging the desks.
But Lee, get it so that that's it, like diagonally, so that they can all just...
They've still got the backs to me, though.
Yeah, but you can just ask them to turn the chairs like that. Yeah?
Looks bigger already.
That's fine. I shall go and get them. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to split you up into teams, OK? So we've got some quite practical activities for you today, and that's why you notice that the room's a different layout, OK? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4...
He also splits up the girls.
3, 4, 1, 2. So can all the ones go on that table over there, please? All the 2s on this. 3s and 4s, please. 4s on this table. So what sort of things would the police actually look for at the scene of a crime? If you don't know each other on your table, just introduce yourselves. All right, and work as a group. Please talk to each other, exchange ideas.
You can check the body, see if it was alive.
What would they take to the court to show them?
Pictures and things.
So, pictures is one thing, isn't it? Yeah? So Ben's just come up with, Dan Sawyer's just come up with a good idea. Witness statement, see? So you're getting some good ideas now already, so but talk to each other.
We've got witnesses down.
Smash windows,
Take loads of pictures and that.
Right, pictures is another one. So that's the second thing. Yeah, but talk to each other, communicate, because someone else might have an idea that you haven't thought of. Okay, have you got any, Ashley, that you've thought of? Why don't you share them?
But he finds that the groups are still struggling.
The different incidents. What we're going to do is we're going to now look at some of the skills that you would need as an individual to be successful in the police force.
I'll do that, you do.
Lee's hoping that a few police aptitude tests might promote team building.
48.8, that sound.
There's a grip test,
50.1.
a speed reaction experiment,
It slipped through my hand.
and an activity to test powers of deduction by placing dots so none match in the corners.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, we can too. That's the middle one, isn't it? 'Cause it's got 2 reds on it. Oh yeah, I got average. No, because they're there touching.
No, it's that one.
There, you had it then. You had it
No, I
then.
can't. Right, I know. Right, pull this one out.
I'm getting well annoyed, actually.
So you've got 2 blues there. You've got 2 yellows on that edge as well. Oh, are you all looking at it? Yeah, because someone might see something that someone else doesn't see, you see. So you got 2 green. You had 2 greens then. What are you doing? Well, you got 2 yellows over there.
Really? Everywhere you got one mess.
Oh, right. So you didn't succeed in that one then, did you?
No. We've done it.
Because it's right.
Has it been done? Are you checking to see?
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I want to take a picture of it now.
Yes, it's correct. Well done. But could you do that again quicker though?
No.
We should have timed it.
What's going on? So you've got 10 centimetres and it's not even on the scale, is it? All right, so group number 1. What activity did you find the easiest to complete?
The dots.
So do you all understand why we did that particular exercise? Yeah, because it was designed to help you work as a team, communicate and see. This group, for example, you didn't like that activity, did you?
No. So every time you think you'd done it and then you'd look and then it'd be wrong.
Yeah, these are some of the things that the police will expect you to have to be successful in getting into the police service.
So what do you think?
Better.
They were more lively, weren't they?
They were more lively, but at first they were still,
I know.
still quiet, even though they were in groups. But then it was like, and then once they started doing the practical activities and things, because I think a lot of them still are nervous with each other because they don't necessarily know each other properly. But it's again, we're splitting the girls up as well.
It was
so
good,
it worked. It's worked.
And the noise level was great, wasn't it? You know, I mean, it's nice to hear them talking.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
I've written on the sheet, laughing, talking, which they didn't do at
Last
all.
time, yeah, completely different.
I don't know. So, what do you think, all in all?
A very good session.
And what about the classroom layout?
Better.
You can see that you manage it much more, but
Yeah,
you
it's
can
easier to
go round the groups.
Yeah, it was really good, Lee.